Welcome to the Cathedral of Wing Sprint Car Racing, Knoxville, Iowa. There's a lot at stake for all the competitors on this celebrated dirt. A great finish here can build a reputation, while a bad showing at Knoxville, well, it takes a long time to forget. The message repeated in the head of every competitor is just do it. Hold nothing back. This is Knoxville, and this is Knoxville 93. Night, heat number 1. Only one car you need to keep your eye on, and it's at the back of this inverted start with a valve on the wing. That is Steve Kinser, number 11, sweeping high. Had to finish in the top 4 to transfer to the A main. And right about here, things got just a little dicey. Over the left rear wheel of Tim Monson, the 6M car, and Kinser defies the laws of gravity. There's no reason that car didn't get upside down. That brought out the red. Uncle Carl towed it into the pits, made a few adjustments. Car was not seriously damaged, pretty durable machine. And Kinser set sail, again with the same mission, to finish in the top 4. There's the 11 car, trying the inside of the turns, the outside of the straightaways, about the only groove that existed this early in the competition. And in making his passes very carefully, staying at arm's length, I'm sure that frightened. What a horrible way it would have been to start off Knoxville, not being able to finish the first heat. And Kinser continued to sail around this famous half mile before a real good crowd on Thursday evening. So finishing second was more than enough for Steve Kinser. Being saluted by the crowd and the emergency personnel are all 24 cars lined up in the traditional 4 abreast salute to the crowd. Flash bulbs popping everywhere. Well over about 24,000 people on hand. As we said, it'll pay about $70,000 to the winner. Now, a year ago, Brock, when you and I were here, a little plane came over pulling a banner, and it said Kinser, anybody but Kinser. All it did was make him mad. He went out and almost lapped the field. Just a short time ago, the same plane pulling a banner. This time it said, Steve, go fast, turn right. I asked Jack Houdenstall, who does that? He said, believe me, it ain't us. He's tough enough without making him mad. Now they'll form up 2 abreast, and number 11 will be on the pole, with his younger cousin, Mark Kinser, alongside him.
Here's a row. Jeff Swindell and Terry McCarl. Jeff, excellent runner here. Kenny Jacobson, the Australian Max Dummonsey in row number 4. Bobby Davis Jr. and Andy Hillenberg. Lee Brewer Jr. in a brand new car out of California, going with a former winner here, Bobby Allen.
Denny Lasowski, who said, this is a doable deal. I don't know if that was him trying to psych himself up or if he really believes it. And he's alongside modified star Billy Pouch.
Keith Kaufman, Lance DeWeese, a couple of good runners from Pennsylvania, Danny Smith and Jamie Moyle. Frankie Kerr, the Ohio driver, he is a good one. And there in row 11 is the man of the hour, Jack Houdenstall, who's starting right beside Freddie Raymer, who gave him a good run in that last main. Rocky Hodges, can't count him out.
The green flag is out for the 33rd annual Knoxville Nationals. As expected, Steve Kinser off the pole, takes it up high. He said there's nothing down low. Also as expected, his cousin Mark hanging tough right behind him. And now going to the inside is Mark.
Mark down low, trying him low. In 3rd place, that's Dave Blaney. He is running well and expected to show well here tonight. So we've got a wild field and a good start. And look at this. Steve Kinser has opened up on his cousin. Has opened way up. Steve Kinser, remember, Steve, the statisticians will tell you that he's won 8 of them, but they've come in blocks of 3. He won 3, then lost some, won 3 more and lost some, and now he's run 2 in a row. People say he's headed for a 3rd one.
And he certainly was not intimidated by a very bad one-car crash last weekend trying to race with that 100 grand at Eldora, a rare Steve Kinser miscue that saw him tumble down a racetrack. And there is the 22 car, Jack Houdenstall. He is making some progress from his 21st starting position, but he needs to pick him off faster than he is right now.
Well, he's in the middle of a really strong field. That's Lance DeWeese, the young Pennsylvania driver that he just goes around there, but he's got a long way to go, as you say. Here is Stevie Smith Jr., who has gotten around Dave Blaney. That moves him into 3rd place. So Stevie Smith is on a roll here.
He was most impressive last evening, winning a 20-lap feature preliminary race, and now he not only passed Blaney, he just streaks away from him and sets his sights on the 5M car of Mark Kinser for 2nd spot.
All right, young Stevie Smith Jr. moving in on Mark Kinser. It's a clear racetrack for everybody as the leader, Steve Kinser, starts to move through traffic. Stevie Smith down low. There is Steve Kinser in the number 11 car. He is broken free of the pack now and is almost a half a straightaway ahead of Mark Kinser and Stevie Smith.
And we have got a little bit of rain falling here. They are not stopping the race yet. Maybe you can even see the rain in your picture. And you can certainly tell by watching the 11 car, he is all over the racetrack trying to plant a wheel up in that dirt that may be a little drier on the high side where he likes to run anyway. But there is a bit of rain coming down. It's a hot racetrack, and so far it's handling it, but for how long?
Look at that. Broad sliding off turn 2, down up against the fence. The leader, Steve Kinser, definitely is slowing down. The whole racetrack is beginning to get just a little greasy, and now it's apparent that everybody is having trouble maintaining control. Here is Stevie Smith up on the leader. Suddenly, Stevie Smith has appeared almost behind Steve Kinser. Got by Mark Kinser, no problem. And look at that. Steve Kinser almost lost it.
And Stevie Smith gets under him for the lead. Kinser will battle back. The rain has changed the entire complexion of the Knoxville Nationals. It appears that Smith's car likes it and Kinser's doesn't.
Oh, no question. Stevie Smith is handling very well in this just very light drizzle. Not enough to soak the racetrack down, but it definitely makes it greasy.
And here comes Kinser back on Stevie Smith. Retakes the lead. Smith handling the lap traffic very, very well. Pulls up alongside of Kinser. The best Knoxville Nationals racing in years.
And now Stevie Smith gets underneath Kinser again. So Stevie Smith takes it, and Kinser comes back at him. They're in lap traffic. But Kinser has fallen back now, and Stevie Smith used the traffic well as the racetrack continues to get more and more damp.
Kinser's car was set up for one kind of surface, and now it's totally different, 180 degrees different. Apparently the Smith car was a little tight, and it likes this loose on the rainy surface.
So Stevie Smith has gotten himself, trouble on the front straightaway.
Oh yeah, that is Terry McCarl, number 27. Local guy, owns his own car, one of the top runners here on a Saturday night basis at Knoxville, and he has some serious front end damage to that car. I'll see if I can get a word with an obviously upset Terry McCarl.
Terry McCarl is very, very upset. In fact, he's right now arguing to our left with one of the Raceway officials. Terry, obviously you felt the rain was a big factor in that.
I know it was.
This race means more to you than any you've ever run.
Yeah, it does. Look at that. I can't believe they let that go. It's just totally ridiculous. There's lots of things I'd like to say, but I'm not going to. That is totally uncalled for what just happened. I mean, we're out of control out there. Look at my damn car. This is ridiculous.
The man is as much a gentleman as is a young race car driver. Well put.
So he will return, but not tonight, Steve, as it was spitting rain pretty hard when you talked to him, but then all of a sudden the shower cleared. It only lasted just a few minutes, with an odd thing that we thought for a while there we were going to be into a red flag condition for quite a while.
I think there was only one driver out there that didn't want that race stopped, and that was Stevie Smith.
Yeah.
The only car that could get around it.
Yeah, everybody, it was an all skate there for a while, and it was lucky that we only lost one car. As the restart begins, and the green flag is out as Stevie Smith leads him down into turn number 3.
And Steve Kinser wants that lead back, looking for his 9th Knoxville title, his 3rd in a row. Kinser said he didn't want to run down low. Well, he has to, because his own cousin is up high and he can't get there.
Mark Kinser came out of nowhere. Mark challenges on the outside, so Stevie Kinser falls back to 3rd as Stevie Smith and Mark Kinser hold on to the 1-2 spot.
All right, let's see where Steve Kinser takes that car now. Coming out of turn number 1. Now, right back up high, where he likes to run.
Right now, it's a 3-car race. Stevie Smith, Mark Kinser, and Steve Kinser, and Steve down low. Going to be interesting to watch what the master does, because right now he's sitting back in 3rd place. Well, almost 3rd place. He's nose to nose with his cousin right now.
And the fans from Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, they are going mad here at Knoxville.
there may be nothing left of this place if Stevie Smith can beat Steve Kinser for the Nationals title.
Well, he's by Mark, so he's up into second, but Stevie's got himself about an 8-car length lead on the defending champion, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on to it, because Steve Kinser now, he has definitely got the bit in his teeth. He wants this 9th title without any question, but Stevie Smith right now is out to deny him that privilege.
And let's remember that during the red flag, officials said, guys, do anything you want to your cars. Here comes Kinser looking at Stevie Smith. Kinser made a lot of adjustments, tires, bars, they could even add fuel. So these were brand new race cars after that red flag.
Well, he almost overcooked it there as he got down low, and now he's by Stevie Smith. Took the low line and got by Stevie Smith to recapture the lead.
Stevie Smith can't let him get away. He's gonna have to conquer that lap traffic better than Kinser does if he's got a prayer.
Well, he made a great move a couple of laps to go between 2 lap cars, but now it looks as if the car has fallen off a little bit. Stevie Smith seems to be falling back. And here's Jack Houtenchild. He has moved up a little bit, Steve, but he's stuck around 11th position.
But that is still tremendous driving. Let's make that 10th position. The man has put on the kind of show the fans expected him to. Steve Kinser has not had that totally dominant season he's enjoyed in the past. Dave Blaney just a wink behind him in the outlaw points. But a win tonight, boy, a win at Knoxville makes your entire season.
Well, it puts a lot of money in your pocket, that's for sure. Makes up for a lot of disappointments as Steve Kinser has now gotten himself a substantial lead over Stevie Smith Jr.
Steve Kinser told me earlier, whether or not he wins here tonight, he is cutting back next year. He's not going to run for the championship. He wants to win it this year and run selected races. And I think that means the Kings Royal, the historic big one, and the Knoxville Nationals, and a few others that pay a lot of money.
Well, there's no question that as the World of Outlaws series gains strength and viability, there are going to be a number of really big money races around the country, and I'm sure that Steve and his Uncle Carl, the car owner, will try to go into those races and cherry pick the big bucks.
Boy, Stevie Smith is just hanging tough. Look at this. Stevie Smith down low. He pokes a front axle underneath Kinser, but Kinser has the speed carrying out of turn number 4. Oh, Stevie Smith, what a show he has put on tonight. What a kid.
And I'll tell you what a great racetrack. Even though we had little spits of rain, this racetrack is permitted about 3 or 4 grooves. You can run high, you can run low, and you just saw an example of how 2 drivers pick 2 different lines and make them both work to their advantage.
You have to wonder if Kinser wasn't taking care of his tires and his motor. There's the white flag. And it's, and we're going to have a yellow flag. This baby is not over yet. Keith Kaufman has coasted to a stop. He suddenly has become Stevie Smith's best friend.
By outlaw rules, the race will have to finish with 2 consecutive green laps.
Kinser, Smith, Blaney, Mark Kinser, and Jeff Swindell in the top 5. Danny Lasowski, Kenny Jacobs, Andy Hillenberg, the Australian Max Dummonsey, and Freddie Raymer out of Pennsylvania in the 10th spot.
Well, if you just joined us, you picked absolutely the right time. There are 2 laps left. The green will come out, then the white, then the checker. All things considered, Steve Kinser rockets away from Stevie Smith, who has led this race on 3 separate occasions. Briefly, but he led.
I tell you what, Stevie Smith seemed to be just a little hesitant there on that restart. He really wasn't right on the nerf bar of Steve Kinser when the green dropped, and that caused him to fall back a little bit.
All right, there is Mark Kinser in the 5 car. Right now he's running 3rd, and it would appear that's probably where he's going to finish. The last lap. 4 days of fabulous winged outlaw competition in Central Iowa are about to come to an end.
You don't think Steve Kinser's driving hard, you watch him control that race car as he comes off turn number 4 and takes the checker. Number 9 for Steve Kinser.
Number 9, $70,000, but he knew he was in a car race. This was kind of a mechanized fist fight, really, between himself, Stevie Smith, and occasionally just jumping in there to referee things, Mark Kinser. Wow.
I'm sure a lot of disappointment on the part of young Stevie Smith. and a sigh of relief for this man, Steve Kinser, who saw his chances for victory going away until a little bit of rain showed up here at Knoxville. They stopped the race and he had a chance to readjust the chassis, and that carried him on to victory. There is the top 10. Freddie Raymer moves around Max Dumazy at the end of the race to take over the 9th spot. Let's go down to Steve with the winner.
The 9-time Knoxville champion crawls from the 11 car. And this is one of his championships that you had to fight every inch of the way.
Oh, I tell you, we got out in the lead and it sort of got a little slick, and Stevie slipped by me, and then we thought we had it again, and yellow come out on the white flag lap. I didn't need to see that, but how we got here.
Tell me about your thoughts the first half dozen laps after the restart from the rain.
Well, I felt pretty good. I sort of misguessed Stevie a little bit. I thought he might go in a little higher. When I did, I got caught behind him, and Mark got by me. Then I had to work my way back by him, and I felt pretty good. I felt a little faster, and it all just worked out well.
Mark surprised you a little bit passing you coming out of 4 there?
Yeah, surprised. Well, it didn't, because I got bottled up there a little bit, and I should have, if I'd have been smart, I'd have went there, but I didn't know what Stevie was going to do, and I just I guessed wrong with him.
Congratulations to all of you and Valvoline.
Well, Valvoline's been a good supporter with this year, and been glad to have him aboard the last couple years. And I tell you what, I needed this one for the year. I let a couple get by, and I tell you what, I'm happy. Believe me, I'm happy.
And we're happy for you, Brock.
Well, Stevie, I'm sure that everybody in this place was cheering for you, and we were too. It was a great, great show. If it had been only 13 laps long, you'd have been the winner. But I'll tell you what, I think everybody in this joint would agree that you're going to win this rascal one of these days, and probably a whole lot of times.
Well, I hope so, Brock. We ran good. The guys did a good job for me tonight. They had the car real nice. The brakes just didn't go our way. They had a red flag, and everybody was able to change. Yeah. And we didn't change anything because we felt we were pretty good. Sometimes it works that way. And I was leading the race, and Steve was moving over trying to find a faster groove. And when you're out there all by yourself, sometimes you don't know where to go. Right. And a lot of times it's better to be in second. So it worked against us one time. Maybe next time it'll go the other way.
Yeah, everybody thinks that being out front is the easy way to go, but it really oftentimes isn't, is it?
No, you can't. You can't base your laps off of it because you have nobody to go off of. Steve can move to a different part of the racetrack and judge his distance lost from me, and he can move around better that way running second. When you're leading, sometimes it's hard to find the right groove.
It sure is. Well, it was a great show. Everybody was cheering for you. Our congratulations, and we know we're going to see you in victory lane one of these years.
Okay, I appreciate it, Brock. Thanks.
Congratulations. Stevie Smith, great show. Steve?
So another Knoxville Nationals is in the books. For Brock Yates, I'm Steve Evans. So long for Knoxville 93.